Hi, it's 2020, I understand that. And it's been a while since I've posted a video. I've been on a awesome little trip overseas with my partner, got my first chance to experience business class. I'll go into that in a little while. But I just haven't been posting in a while just because, I don't know, I'm lazy. I just came back from the holidays about a month ago and just readjusting to work and everything has been a bit of a challenge, but we will be posting at least once a week. And just a bit about my holidays and a bit of an update, guys. So I don't know if any of you guys have flown business class. It is awesome. So we got our chance in business class, my partner and I, through applying for the ANZ Rewards Travelers Card. I've done a review on that already. I'll put a link down below for that. We went on Singapore Airlines from Brisbane, Australia, upwards to Singapore, and geez, was that service phenomenal. Now, I initially made a mistake in booking Sydney up to Singapore because my initial intentions was actually to go from Sydney all the way up to Hong Kong, but there were no flights available. So instead of changing it to Brisbane to Singapore, I accidentally did Sydney to Singapore. Now, this might have been a blessing in disguise because then we got to try out the KrisFlyer Lounge in the Sydney International Airport. And by God, that did not disappoint in the slightest. Now, I'll throw in whatever footage I can and have leading into the travels and getting onto the plane, experiencing the plane and all that type of stuff. But I really tried to take in the experience and didn't film too much whilst just giving enough so my Instagram followers can have a go and check it out.
So, we've got so far some socks, some headphones, some slippers, and then we have a menu.
So initially, probably the best part about business class flying is getting the express check-in. I mean, Sydney International Airport, leading up to the December holidays, we checked in from the place where we get our tickets all the way into the lounge, and it only took us about 10 to 15 minutes to go past everybody and get through the lounge. It was amazing.
The lounge.
I'll give you a call when it's ready.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Throughout this whole experience, it's kind of weird because, like, I'm sure other people who use points to get these business flying class also feel like I felt like this imposter syndrome, like I shouldn't belong in first class because, I mean, I didn't pay for the ticket. It was like pretty much free, but we received all these services and it was just so amazing. And I definitely will be going and flying business class again. Now, once we got into the lounge, it was pretty quiet and I thought, wow, okay, there's a few people in here, you know, things were buzzing, but quickly I got to know one of the baristas there who made a coffee, and I said, wow, you know, there's a fair few people, what's busy for you guys? And she said, well, actually in the KrisFlyer Lounge in Sydney International Airport, busy for them means that there's a massive queue all the way outside the lounge and people are actually waiting to come in. Generally, these are morning flights and it does get extremely busy. So lucky for us, it wasn't that busy. We got a chance to go and try all the different types of curries and foods that they had there. They had a little dessert lounge and like any assortment of alcohol you can think of, and for the spirits and beers around the world was all there. There's so many ice cubes, different types of glassware depending on what you were drinking, and yeah, juices, everything, like all you could think of in the KrisFlyer Lounge. And it was just, the atmosphere was just really awesome. I was kind of overwhelmed with the whole thing, to be honest with you guys, and I ate a lot. Like a lot. I think I probably went back like 5 times. And then I realized, wait, I'm actually getting extra food once I get onto the plane on business class, so I should probably slow down and stop being such a fat pig. Anyways, boarding the plane, it was such a cool experience to have a lot of the staff already know my name and knew who I was based on where I was sitting. They came, introduced themselves, and then offered some refreshments initially. Also gave us like a wet towel just to, you know, clean ourselves and refresh ourselves before the flight. And one thing that really just was the kicker for me in the whole business class experience is when we were just about to depart, you know, the air hostess came and she asked, you know, what would you like to drink, sir? And I said, look, don't want anything. I generally don't drink like alcohol at all. And she was like, surely, Mr. Vo, we can get you something. And I was like, oh, okay, no worries. And then I insisted in asking just for a bottle of water. And then she kindly replied like, oh, not champagne or anything before we go. And I was like, no, I don't really drink. So just water, thank you, that'd be great. and she came along, provided that, and the whole trip and the whole experience and the food that they have is just awesome. Like, I think I was being checked up on every 30 to 40 minutes, which I thought was a bit annoying, but I was like, oh no, it's actually pretty cool just to have somebody to talk to, because it does make the trip feel a lot shorter. And our 6 to 8 hour flight to Singapore literally felt like a comfortable 3 to 4 hour trip. Like, yeah, I can't even put it into words. And my partner felt the exact same way once we arrived. We arrived at midnight, unfortunately, but also, I left my passport on the plane and we departed. We were at customs and I was like, wait, I need my passport. Where's my passport? Went back towards the plane and the whole crew was out there waiting for me to come back to get the passport before they actually departed as well. So thank you so much. Oh my goodness, really appreciate it. Absolutely, thank you. Thank you so much, Singapore airline crew. You guys are the best. Now, would they have found my passport if I was in economy? I don't know, to be honest with you, but it definitely is easier if you're one of the few just sitting in business and they happen to know who you are. I'm sure they would have just handed it into customs and it would have just been, you know, the end of that. I could have just gone and said, hey, I lost my passport, this is my name. Oh, here it is, don't worry, they return it back to you. All right, now that we've got this lighting situation fixed up, sorry about that, guys. So, I mean, that was my travels. I'm not gonna go too deep into, you know, all the things that I experienced and did along the way. But essentially, one of the top 3 things that we did, business class flights, you guys have to do it if you get the chance. There's videos on my YouTube channel on how to do it, and I probably will be pumping out a lot more videos on how to do it, just because, well, I'm going to, this is leading into one of my financial goals this year. So, goal number 1 is to figure out how to get more business class flights through points. Yes, the points thing is a game. Much like we figure out how to invest, save money, or do all that type of stuff that I already do, the points game is something that I've recently got into. I've done a lot of research in, reading a lot of blog posts, listening to a lot of podcasts, joining a lot of different Facebook groups. I've started to sign up for cards to get points, and my one goal by the end of next year is to have enough points for a round the world ticket through Qantas. Now, essentially, that's about 5 to 6 stops around the world that you can do. Most people don't do exactly the round the world trip because you have to land at very specific spots to land within the, I think it's 35,000 mile range that you can go within. And so there's definitely some places that I want to get to, especially some parts in the Middle East, like Jordan, over to Egypt possibly, and then in different parts of the world, potentially South America. Although those kind of areas are turbulent, so I don't know, things might change as I get along. And so that around the world trip is essentially all in business class, because I will not be traveling economy class anymore. I'm just kidding, I still will, because I'm not that rich. And even if I was, I would not be paying for business class flights, because have you seen the prices? Have you seen the prices? Second financial goal this year is to definitely continue to save about 50% of my income. Now, on some fortnights and some weeks, some months, I can definitely get it up to that 60 range, but I'm going to be conservative just because there's a lot of bills and stuff that come on in. So I'm going to be conservative in saying 50% savings. And no, I do not live with mom and dad. If I did, that number would easily be up to 80%, which it was when I was still at university. Many of the bills are split with my partner. I can definitely go into that into another video, but we do try to live minimally and don't spend too much money. Now guys, this video is a rather short one and brief and generally just goes over what I've been up to in the past 2 months, but I will be making videos, like I said, every week. But I am currently also taking up postgraduate studies just to improve some skills and to move up in my career outside of this, which I really enjoy doing, by the way. Like, I'm not in like a job that I hate or anything like that. And the people that I work with are great. So I will definitely try to get a video out a week, just so I don't also become rusty, just like right here. And hope to see you guys soon and wish you all the best in 2020. Cheers.